I always thought love was supposed to make you stronger, that when two people promised forever, they meant it. But that belief shattered the day my wife, Melissa, threw my clothes, my tools, and even my wedding ring box out onto the front lawn like I was just another piece of garbage. And the reason she did it? Because she thought I was just a mechanic. That morning had started like any other. I woke up early, made her coffee, kissed her goodbye before heading to the garage where I worked. I owned the place, though you'd never know it. I liked keeping things low-key. The name on the paperwork wasn't mine. It was under my late father's. He'd built that shop from the ground up, and when he passed, I promised I'd keep it running quietly. No show-off titles. No bragging. Just honest work. Melissa always wanted more. Fancier clothes. Newer cars. More prestige, as she called it. I loved her enough to ignore the constant comparisons she made to her friends' husbands, the ones who worked in offices and wore suits. But that day, something changed. I came home early to surprise her with lunch. Instead, I found her on the phone, pacing in the living room. "Yes, Ryan," she said, her voice soft and flirty. "I told him I'm done living like this. He's wasting his life fixing cars." My heart froze. I stood there, quiet, listening to her tear me apart piece by piece, talking about how she deserved someone who could give her the life she dreamed of. When she turned around and saw me, her face went pale. "James, you're home early." "Yeah," I said calmly. "Perfect timing, huh?" She stammered. "You weren't supposed to hear that." "But I did," I said. "All of it." She didn't even try to deny it. Instead, she crossed her arms and said coldly, "You know what, maybe it's for the best. You're too simple, James. I'm tired of pretending this is enough." That line cut deeper than any wound I'd ever had. I stared at her for a moment, then quietly said, "So that's how you see me?" Her silence said everything. I walked upstairs, packed a small bag, and when I came back down, she was throwing the rest of my things out the front door. Neighbors peeked through their windows as she shouted, "Go back to your greasy little garage." I didn't say a word. I just left. That night, I slept in the office above the shop, the same office that held all the documents she'd never cared to ask about. My name sat neatly printed on every ownership form, bank paper, and property title. I'd built more than just a repair business. Over the years, I'd expanded quietly, 3 garages across the city, a towing company, and even a parts supplier. But she never saw that side of me, because she never looked past the grease on my hands. The next morning, I went to work early, and that's when life gave her the reality check she'd earned. Melissa showed up at the shop, face full of regret, wearing sunglasses to hide her tears. "James, can we talk?" she said, voice trembling. I folded my arms. "You made yourself pretty clear yesterday." She took a deep breath. "I messed up, okay? I was angry. Ryan, he's not who I thought he was. He told me he wanted to take care of me, but last night I found out he's married. He played me." I said nothing. Just waited. "I know I hurt you," she said. "But we can fix this. We can start over. You're a good man, James." I didn't appreciate that before. Her eyes scanned the place, the newly painted walls, the fleet of trucks with my shop's logo, the employees greeting me with, "Morning, boss." You could almost see the realization sink in. Her voice dropped to a whisper. You own this place?" I nodded slowly. "Every one of them. And 3 more across town." Her lips parted. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I wanted to know if you loved me for who I was," I said. "Not for what I had." She started crying then, covering her mouth. "James, please. I didn't mean what I said. I just wanted us to have more." I stopped her with a look. "You had everything. You just couldn't see it." She reached out to touch my hand. "Please, I can change. I'll be better." I took a step back. "You already made your choice. Yesterday, you threw away your marriage. Today, you just found out what you lost." Her tears fell harder. "I still love you." I shook my head. "You loved what you thought you could gain. Not me." And with that, I walked back inside the garage. My team was waiting, real people who respected hard work, not appearances. From my office window, I watched her stand there for a while, staring at the place she once mocked. Then she got into her car and drove away, her pride left behind in the dust of the parking lot. That was the last time I saw her. Months later, I heard she'd moved out of town, trying to start over. I didn't wish her bad luck, just peace. Because the truth is, some lessons can't be taught with anger. Only loss. She threw my things on the lawn, thinking she was throwing out a failure. The next day, she realized she'd thrown away the one man who truly loved her. And that's when she finally saw who I really was. Not a mechanic, not a paycheck, not a project. Just a man who deserved better.